Waiting for the End, Linkin Park, loving that right there. That's Dan RadioStyle for you. I hope everybody out there is doing just amazingly well, because that's the hope, always, especially as we start nearing our destinations of manifesting that specific person and getting them right there for us. It's a wonderful day. It's a wonderful feeling. I can attest. I was thinking about it today, man. It's exciting. It's very exciting, and this is going to be the case for all of us as we get to near our goal, our accomplishment. When you start getting close to that place where the day is really where you have a chance to move forward and continue on. So one of the reasons why I kind of am doing this particular video is I thought it was important to kind of illustrate that all of these things are a process. And I've mentioned all these little pieces in other shows, but I thought I would kind of do one more little, maybe bring some extra stuff together in this one little place. But it is really, really important that every single thing out there when it comes to manifestation, no matter how big or small, requires a process to bring the pieces together. And relationships are no different. And certainly if you think about all the things that we experience often that require time. And if you didn't have the time, if you didn't give the time, it wouldn't be what it turns out to be. Maybe an example, flowers, right? The concept of a rose blooming, it's like, one day it's like, the bulb. And then you come out the next morning and it's like this. And then you come out the next morning and it's like this. And then it's like, oh, finally sort of open. Takes days, but it's a beautiful, amazing process, and then smells so awesome once that finally happens, once you allow it to occur. The concept of growing a plant, for that matter, let's take it back a little ways in the rose bush, right? You plant the seed, and now it's got to grow. It barely creeps through the soil, then eventually starts to grow. It starts to throw leaves. All of a sudden, sun can come and make it happen, and then rose blooms start to form, and the little bulbs, begin to show. The process of it takes months, but the beauty of it is priceless, is a lifetime beauty, one that I can recall. Actually, a customer this morning brought in a rose at work. He brings them in almost every morning because he's got rose bushes on his yard, and cuts a little one off, brings it in, gives it to the ladies. If they're not there, he gives it to me. Anyway, I still got it after all these years. Anywho, I'm just joking with that. But, he does actually give it to me, and it's awkward. But look at things like the Grand Canyon, for example. For those of you that have heard of it anyway, it's a really big hole that exists in the United States. Not really a hole, it's a canyon. It's a long hole, right? But a river carved, this beautiful layers of sediment. The colors are spectacular. If you haven't never been, it is way worth going. The Grand Canyon is gorgeous. But again, it's taken the Colorado River years and years and years, millennia, to carve this amazingly beautiful canyon that, you do echoes and stuff in there. It's very cool. No, but again, gorgeous things happen, and you can even go further and look at things like planets and stars and all that, right? But whatever the case is, all the things that really are significant in the relationship take time to brew and develop, no matter where you're at in this process with your significant other. If you're in the breakup phase, and you're trying to get back together, or if you're in that we're just trying to get started phase, or if you're in that I'm just trying to get attention phase at all, like you don't even know who I am, or maybe we're just trying to finally get to a place where we can truly be together in the same geography and the same whatever, at least we can be together. Wherever you're at in this process, it does take time for the beauty of this all to unfold. The universe, your higher self, knows what you've put out there, what you've imagined from. Because, of course, you've done this work, and I love to reiterate this one over and over because I think of all the Neville Goddard stuff, to me, this is like the one that's just hands down the most important. Like, I think. He's got so much awesome stuff, not trying to poo-poo anything at all, but for sure, the imagining from is extremely powerful. So wherever we're at in this process, that's where we're coming. That's what we've told the universe, and that's what's unfolding slowly, right? The little bud slowly opening. Our love, our relationships. One thing, for example, for me, one thing that's so amazing about this is the process that I've gone through to be with this woman. And who knows what other hurdles I've got before me, if any. I mean, whatever. I have no idea. But all of this effort has made me appreciate this person beyond words, and also has helped make me, to a sense, like there's no way any sort of temptations. I mean, I've never been married, so I've enjoyed life, and I've had fun. I mean, I've not been bad, horrible. I've been bad, but not horrible. But anyway, the point is, it's such a thing that I will always remember, that's going to be such an important factor in the thing that keeps me and her strong. I mean, she's going to think the same thing too. The process of getting together has been something that has dumbfounded both of us. There's power in the process. There's power in the fact that it takes time. You put all the ingredients for a cake together, right? And that takes time. Let's not get that together. So let's just step back a hair from there. To be even able to bake a cake, you have to have all the ingredients have to come together. I'm really having fun with this little bulb thing and my horrible hand impression of it, right? But all the ingredients come together, throw them in a bowl, mix it up, dump it out in a pan. You throw the pan in the oven. It takes 45 minutes or whatever it does, right? And through that process, this is part of the thing I think is a good analogy as well. Through the process of baking the cake, as you get to that last 5 minutes, that last 10 minutes, the smell is amazing, right? You get that just amazing, hugely fragrant smell of freshly baked cake. It smells delicious. Again, as we start nearing and getting to the end and crescendoing, it just gets better and better and better. It's a process. It has to unfold. Seeing this cycle, this growth, as what it is, helps so much when you start thinking about it. You're like, yeah, it's in process. This is happening. I am on this path. The fact that it's not here right now is because you're looking out really far to where you're together, and right now you're very much not. So yeah, it takes a little time to get there. Understand that you're in process. You are moving. This growth is occurring right now. Just like that rose when it's first in its bud. Doesn't question what it's going to be. Granted, I'm sure roses don't ask a whole lot of questions in the big picture. Probably not, I wonder why I'm so tight right now. And I don't know why I just gave the rose a British accent, or one that sounded somewhat like a British accent. Don't know. Dan RadioStyle. That's the kind of crazy stuff I do, right? All right. Okay, so that's make sure we get the right show here. That's what we're talking about. Things coming together. The way manifestation happens. The way it occurs. Takes time. There's things that have to coalesce. It's part of the process. Understanding that helps so much in being able to let go, or being able to just be like, yeah, no, this is good. I get it now. This is happening. I know it works. And yeah, it's going to take however much time it takes. I don't know. Depends on everyone's situation is different, and no one could ever claim to tell you they know how long it's going to take you, because no one knows. Your situation's different. You can ask yourself, maybe ask your higher self to give you a sign and give you an example of what that could be confusing, because you'll be seeing numbers everywhere but I've done it before. It didn't work well, mind you. And typically what I found, honestly, when you do that, and I'm totally off topic and I'm trying to end this show, typically when you do that kind of thing, it'll give you enough time to keep you interested long enough to get you down the road further to where, like, your interest. It's kind of like when you go to pick something up and you kick it with your feet, and then you go to pick it up and you kick it with your foot again. You go to pick it up and you kick it with your foot. It's just like that game. Not a whole lot of fun, but I did it a few times before I finally said, really? Nah, we're not doing this anymore. I'll just keep going. Keep cruising along, because it's happening. That's the important part. Dan RadioStyle going out with Pink Floyd. Here's Wish You Were Here. How